I was feeling kind of dark this morning, thinking about the hopelessness of voting, and how that relates to parties and just terrible choices. So I make the mistake of becoming agitated with people that just keep making poor choices and then don't admit it. But why are there poor choices? So if I'm going to find any kind of uh, optimism, applying the strengths that I have in my experience in life, it's get rid of the parties. So I tweeted today about this, and I call it the No Party. You can go out and read it if you wish. But I'm kind of imagining the say this takes off, and there's a GoFundMe, and we get a bunch of scary lawyers. That's where all the money would go. Um, good reputation, scary as hell lawyers. So we can deal with the people nitpicking it, but and worse. Um, but so my riff with the media would be about the media, of course. I mean, it's they're gonna filter. Everybody knows that they're gonna filter that message. So the all you can be is blunt and very logical and reasonable to them. So hey, old media, you know the problem with these parties is they're just terrible choices. So everybody knows it. So we got this batch of 20-year-olds. Like that's what I'm really thinking about. That's the future. That's the people that actually can deal with the amount of information that's thrown at them. They're digital natives. And but when it comes to politics, they go and choose between these ridiculous parties. And to them, and you feed them, you dispatch them to the right parties essentially by describing their attributes. So, oh, you're into that thing? I'll go over here. These guys are for you. Oh, you're into that thing? Go over here. And then when they get there, it's just some creepy like, oh, do you like sex topics? Do you like race topics? Oh, what else do you like? That's the Democratic Party, and then rah rah, we're gonna save this country. That's the Republican uh, line. It's like uh, false masculinity, you know. And people like Lindsey Graham are representative of that party. There's the standard of masculinity that they're shooting for, but everybody buys it. It's just terrible choices. Um, so get rid of them. We know damn well that they've committed these crimes. And you can get all torn up about. Uh, I think what Hillary did, all the shenanigans and the 2015 election cycle, that was treason. And then Russiagate is a story of treason. Of course, you project onto others what you're guilty of, and the media. I mean, yeah, get into the. I mean, but the thing is, I spent all this time despising the Republican Party for doing the very same things. I mean, Gingrich was revolutionized a number of things. He kind of made people feel like they were actually being served, but he ended up being full of crap. Look at what he's tweeting today. It's fake opposition. So it's all lies. It's all promises that are never kept. It's just how you prefer to be screwed by your government. Um, so back to the media. That's the future. So if something's trending out there, I mean, Vivek Ramaswamy said it in the debate last night. And I didn't watch it. I'm not that kind of quote unquote conservative or whatever the hell I am. I don't watch crap like that. I saw a clip though that was, I don't really like the guy. I don't really trust him. I think he's a con artist. But he made that point about, if you go, why are we even talking to NBC? We know what NBC is all about. Why did the Republican Party decide that this debate would be okay on NBC? It's just ludicrous. And he said you get 10 times the audience out on social media. But the thing is, he's in that crappy party. Does anyone really believe he's going to reform that crappy party? I don't. So take all this energy. It's one of those you'll throw away your vote things, but who knows? Maybe this really needs to be it. It's a corporation that is born with one mission, and it's part of the exit strategy. It dismantles itself after it destroys parties, makes them illegal. And how does it do it? It's mostly through the judiciary, but then massively on pushing the message in social media. But then also going out, making it real, and standing in front of people and saying, this is what we're going to do. So of course, this would be an army of lawyers and massive amounts of money, but, you know, look at the valuations of some of the most ridiculous things that die as far as concepts that are hot for a moment in Silicon Valley. You know, it's a it's an accounting it's an accounting a small accounting error for a lot of the VC people to lose that big, but it happens all the time. Um, so yeah, I mean, who knows? I think the messaging could be very interesting to a lot of people. I mean the the riff on the 20 people. I mean, I'm serious about that because I'm thinking about, when I build out a team for my company, what is it going to be like? What is it going to be like to deal with these 20 to 30-year-olds? And yeah, I can gripe about them when I have a drink or whatever, and kind of lose my better judgment, actually. But, I really do think about what their life is like. And the more I see inflation rising, and I just saw this taxation go through for St. Paul, I mean, if I put my head in that place in the, where I was in the 20s, and I think my head was very similar, but I had a lot more energy, boy, would I be pissed. And I wouldn't be buying this crap from these parties, but everybody around me would. So I might believe, okay, I'm going to F it up from the inside. But it's, then you surround yourself in the Democratic Party, you surround yourself with a bunch of commies that just can't reason. You can't argue with them. It's mean. And then, the GOP, it's just like, oh yeah, you want to go back to, I mean, who doesn't want to go back to the 80s, but you don't make it your reason to live. It's time marches on, and the new generations aren't going to be as enthusiastic about all that stuff as you were when you were 15. You know, I guess I'm describing how Gen Xers essentially have become boomers. So yeah, I mean, you think about like age and social media and digital natives versus, what's going on when people are interacting with this. My age, there's a lot of people that are just disgusted by it, and part of that is, I just think they're getting more information than they ever had, and they had a way of filtering it before, and they're seeing how ugly everything is and saying, well, no, it's really not that ugly. Whereas like the people in their 20s, like, no, this is bullshit. Like this whole thing looks like a scam to me. This whole way that we're governed, all the way corporations work, the way they're allowed to act. I see it and I want to do something about it, but all I can do is surround myself with these damn commies. Oh, well, I'll go that way because I really want this system fixed. And then my age, probably down to like millennials, it's kind of what I described earlier. It's just like, oh, well, you only need this like shallow approach to it, and put a yard sign out, and then whatever you do, don't make a joke Don't even make any joke in front of mixed company at work. Just don't do it. I mean, you just nod and agree, and like you agree uh, when they start talking just crazy, like the kind of thing when you were dating, like, okay, this girl's crazy. Ooh, how do I get to that door over there, and not come off as a jerk saying, I we didn't really click tonight. Um, I don't know. It's but then you go up, right? There's people in their 70s that are using things like Facebook, and it's like, oh, I'm just connected to a couple of cousins and old friends, and but they're also being blasted with this information, and they're really confused, and then they're picking a side. They're, oh, this group. Oh, well, oh, my friend is in that group. Oh, she's saying some sassy things. It's so shallow. But there's still, but we can handle that information. That's what these people in their 20s are telling us. I mean, are they really on the side of censorship? Yeah, there's some people that are like, oh, that fake opposition, you got to silence them. And then fake opposition says, oh, no, Israel, we got to silence them. Nonsense. Total nonsense. And, again, there's a lot of sharp people in their 20s right now that really notice that this is an absolute shit show. It's as if they suddenly realize, they look at our TV and it is ridiculous. And we never do that. They look at that and say, and then they look at us and they say, these guys actually fell for this shit. I don't know. They need a better path with better choices. And that's the NoParty.